Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. The 7sherazi. Okay, let's talk about choices. Let's talk about the free will and the ability of human beings to choose their path or whatever they wish or they desire. Mm, Simply speaking about the world, everyone in the world has different perspectives of life, and everyone perceives life in a different aspect, in a different way. Everyone has different perception of life and uh, a different way of looking at life, and hence the life choices are different. What is different about the world, what is quite peculiar, that everyone in the world tries to look at things the way they lead their life, the way they perceive their life, according to their perceptions. How? If someone thinks that being able to get a good job is being highly successful, that is his or her thinking. If someone thinks that having a good business is a good and a secure way of living life, that is his her belief. If someone believes that settling somewhere in abroad, that is the definition of success, that is his her beliefs. If someone thinks um, having a good bank balance or having property or having or getting married or etc etc, there are different dimensions of looking at life. Now, everyone has his own thought processing, everyone has his own way of looking at life, and this is where it gets difficult, or this is where it gets haunting for the for families and people, because the acceptability part is a very tough thing. Acceptance, social acceptance, it's a very hard thing. One has to accept one another, one has to accept, 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 not accept, accept one another the way they are. That is very hard, that is very tough, because we all are the fake in most ways than none. Uh, we say that we accept one another, but when it comes to practical acceptance of one another, that is a different story altogether. We all want to bound and hold the other human being according to our way of thinking and according to our perceptions. We don't want to let go of the other person and do him or let her do what they want to do. There are very few people who once uh, taunted or who once judged that you don't allow the other person to be themselves. They will let you do whatever you want to do because you've asked for it. And if someone asks for that freedom, if someone asks for that freedom of expression, or that freedom of social acceptance, or that freedom of whatever he, she, or whatever regarding the children they want to do, it's a very hard thing. There's a lot of societal pressure because the society is living in the same old zone where they're doing things the old traditional way, and you want to bring up something different. So the acceptability won't be there. They won't be able to understand that how can this person do this, or he can lead his life like this. But if you have that higher point of perception of life that you want to allow and give that freedom. For that, to understand this perception thing and to understand that freedom thing, one has to understand that uh, I've just slipped the point. Obviously, there's no set pattern that I speak on. I have to speak my heart out and I have to speak my mind out. I'm sorry, but I slipped the point. This one has to understand to understand the perception thing is that um, uh, there's something related to the fate as well. The fate has to do a lot as well, and nothing goes as planned. Obviously, we have the free will. We make our plans, but those plans sometimes they don't seem to work. But you don't have to force a plan. You have to go with the flow. You have to go and allow the free will. Um, just as you suit the free will for yourself, you should allow the free will for the other person as well. And living a free will life makes you very easy, makes you very comfortable. Yes, in the eyes of the world, it's wrong or it's different or it's like maybe lagging behind because people they're always struggling and fighting for status and job and this and that, but you are looking for other things. You're looking for the different life. You're not looking for an ordinary life just like the other person. The same simple routine life of job, of kids, of a wife and a house and this and that and a car and always looking and for things and looking at others that he has this and I don't have that and because of that I need it. Not because I need that thing, but in my mind I feel like that I should have it, or it was a time that I should have done those things. But because someone else has it, so I have to do it or I have to have it, which is wrong, which is wrong in most ways, in most part. Um, and the perception is wrong. If you, the timestamp can be the same. In a certain time, in a certain uh, continuum of time of this life, maybe two people can feel the need of the same thing at the same time. Two families can feel the need of the same thing at the same time. But sometimes where things get wrong is a family or a person doesn't need to feel the same feel. And people are trying to force that feel upon him. That we feel like it, you need this thing. that that is how extraordinary. Like, how can other people get a feeling if that person is not feeling or he's not feeling the need of a certain thing or certain aspect in his life in a certain particular point of time? Who and even your closest of relatives, even your blood relatives, cannot feel the need because every person is born with a free will, with a fate, with a different set of social, mental, and different abilities, and he has that set pair. There is no comparison. Allah has created, the Almighty Creator has created everyone with the similar aptitude and mental and every level. Now the use makes it different. Everyone uses it for their better effect. If you think that your way of using those abilities is better, then keep it to yourself. Don't try to force that way of living upon others. If someone else is happy the way they're leading their life and their decision makings and they have no regrets and remorse and they don't want to bring any kind of said change or a practical change the way you want to see them, live with it. Everyone has their own set of choices. That's the bottom line. Everyone is here and is living a life and is in constant connection with the Creator, with the Creator's forces, the evil forces at the same time. And we all are responsible for our actions. Whatever we've done, and everything is getting recorded uh, and written down, and at the end of the day we will be answerable for all those actions all by ourselves. We won't be asked to judge that I was influenced by another person and another person brought this thought processing into my mind and they made me do this and that. Once you are the person that is wholly and solely responsible for all your decisions for and is answerable for all of your actions, so why listen to others? Once it is your exam, you do the preparation yourself based upon your ability, based upon your physical, mental, visual abilities, and uh, based upon your senses. Don't listen to anyone. Don't worry about anything. Make your own decisions. Not because you are trying to be a Hitler or something. No, 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 no. Because you are a human being blessed with free will. Use that free will. Use your resources the way you want them to. Not because other people want you to use them the way you feel like it. If there's a certain point of time you want to do, want to spend on yourself, spend on yourself. If a certain time you want to do charity work, you feel like it is a point of time where your family needs charity because the time has arrived, the time has come where your family or your ancestors need charity, do that charity. If there's a certain point of time you feel like um, you need to travel, you should travel. You at a certain point of time you feel like you need to cut from the society and you need to get that composure back and look at your own self, do that. If a certain time you want that spiritual connection, you want to be connected with the creator and you want to pray, do that. If a certain point of time you feel like you want to do some fun in your life, you want to be carefree, do that. A certain point of time you feel like you want to invest in something, you want to uh, be carefree, uh, you want some physical thing, in a way, a physical means of a transport. You need that thing for transport. You feel like you want it, so you should go for it. You feel like you want to invest in other things that are going to comfort you, so you do that. You want to feel like that you want to invest in things that will give you unrest in your life and bring about change, uh, you should do that. So it's all about free will, and live your life. You're answerable for your actions. uh, we don't know how much time anyone has. It's all but a lie. Life is a lie. Relationships are a lie, the big lie. This all is a big lie because everything here is for us to be judged. Basically, we're getting judged by the Almighty Judge of them all, by giving us means, time, relationships, everything. Now, this all is a big lie where we are living it because every relation is going to end after all. Every connection that we have, if it's friendship, if it's your parents, if it's any kind of a relationship, it has an expiry date. We humans have an expiry date. We have to go and leave this world at the end of the day and leave behind everything. What goes with us is the time that we've spent and the balance with which we've spent that time. Try to create that balance of not putting burden on others, of not mistreating others, of living a complete balanced life. If you have that balance, you spend a good life, and now you are on the verge or journey of the afterlife. If you have not been able to get that balance, and you've been able to get everything else that you thought was important, and you ran after it. Maybe it was your career, maybe it was your kids, maybe it was some colored piece of paper. We call it money because that is important, or the food, or the cloth, or the house, or car, anything, business, property. Now, you thought it was important and you spent your time doing all those things. Do those things if you feel like these are important things. Do it, but don't lose the balance. Now, in case of running after the property, running after the car, running after the family and the kids, and running after the house, if you lost the balance of life and you mistreated others, you sort of took advantage of others, you put other people and you use them, put them in a difficult spot, and you bribed others, you got used or used other people, then this is not done. You think you live a successful life, you've been successful, the world thinks, but this world and the people in this world and their perceptions are going to end and die. You're not going to live in this world forever. So the people and the perceptions and the world you want to conquer, you want to win over, and all the people you want to win over with all the claps and the positive things about you, and they all are going to end one day. So make perceptions and choose the way that is the eternal path, which will give you the success of this world and also ensure the success of the afterworld, the afterlife. Yep, I'm doing my bit. Whatever I feel like the positivity I can endure and I get, I try to put it over. Not because I want to get some medals or I want to get some badges on my shoulders or my chest, but because I feel like if even in this life and even after the life ends and uh, my time's done, if someone listens to this, maybe someone my own, some maybe my son, um, so it can help, but choose the path. Don't waste your energies on stupid worldly things. It all is going to turn into dust, one way or the other. So choose the self-righteous path and choose the Creator's way. Nothing less, nothing more. 7 Shirazi.